I'm Thomas Uthup, Research and Education Manager for the UN Alliance of Civilizations. I have a question that I'd really like the bloggers to answer, which is why is often interreligious dialogue separated from intercultural dialogue? I think that on an international level, interreligious work can be quite challenging, and there are probably a few reasons why. One of those reasons is just figuring out who speaks for what religion. Because in religions you often have different sects and groups, and some religions are organized in such a way that there is no central figure who would be able to represent the religion. So if you take organized religions like Christianity, some of the Anglicans or the Catholics, you do have a central figure who represents the body. But when you think about Hinduism or Buddhism, sometimes there are differences not only among the global Hindus, but even within countries there are differences. I think another problem is just to figure out when you speak about a religion, which part of the religion should be emphasized. I think one of the difficulties is also the difficulty of identifying the mechanism through which religious leaders and political leaders and faith-based organizations can interact. Another difficulty is just the whole suspicion in many areas about the involvement of religion with public affairs, because it is often seen as being negative. So I think that these challenges really are key to overcome in order for successful interreligious dialogue and work at the global level. Journalism is very important as a tool for interreligious work because the media today plays a huge role in how people perceive the other. So it's extremely important, we think, and this is why media is one of the major pillars of the Alliance of Civilizations. It is extremely important for the media to be able to report with knowledge and sensitivity on religious issues dealing with different religions. So in a sense, you need religious literacy to cover many of the divisions in today's world. You need to provide context to issues where there is conflict. And there's no excuse these days with the rise of media on the web to not provide the context. In the days of newsprint, you had a definite restriction on the number of words, for instance, that could be given on a particular story. You don't have that problem now with the web. So I think that there is really a need to provide context. I think there's also a need to provide training to journalists on covering issues where religion plays a very important role and providing different voices in stories. My community is from India, but it traces its origins to Ethiopia as Jews who migrated to Yemen and then migrated from Yemen in the 4th century to India as Christians. And I grew up in a Hindu country, raised Catholic, and when I came to the United States, I studied at a Southern Baptist school, Baylor University, and I studied Islam for my dissertation on religious values and public policy. And I'm now married to a woman of Slovak German descent. So in a sense, I'm walking Alliance of Civilizations personally. I would also say in terms of the 4 themes of the Alliance, the youth, migration, media, and education, I am a migrant. I was young once, and I have been in education for the last couple of decades as a teacher and as an administrator, and my wife is a high school social studies teacher. And I used to be a journalist. So, this was an ideal position for me. I think that the first piece of advice I would give young people doing interreligious work, because they are in a position to do this, is first to learn about other religions, not just through books and through classes, but by visiting places from where people worship very differently, by living in places with different religions. Second, I would say that they should try to have a friend from another religion, at least one friend from another religion, whom they can talk with about their doubts about the other religion or their doubts about themselves and their own faith, which could help in really building the bond. And thirdly, I think I would say that young people are in a position to actually do real meaningful work at the local grassroots level with people from different religions. So if you focus on the common goals that people from different religions have, that they can then really build these bonds between people from different religions.